OKFM 101.7.
Ora Mustafa Bandi, a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. Mustafa, memoir channel pay. Nabakodi. Now, when you Mabawu in China, Enra, me from almost smaller political parties and now parties outside Parliament. One more at the Krata Babontain, say, one more so, and you may be a wa, one more Jina Yeni. Na, it was saying,
Yo, Bakam, you never was it. W, as a book answer. So, Akalada. Yeah, one who are Kalan to see Akala. One twisted here, a bad time, an answer, or how a bad time, from 1 year. Now, political parties' position, any constitution, and a number. Now, we have political party, a doctor, na akokase yemfa emra ya bi ejuma okrom hanfan tijem na yemfa agreement of convenience emfanya ejuma no a political party it does not have the experience of election. Number 2, the experience would manage parliamentary and presidential elections. At the end of the day, it is a law and not convenient. As someone NDC 4 years time, a Ghana 4 time NDC I will say. The issue of Ghana card, the main and sole document, source document of the guarantee for registration. Yes, it is limited because that's coming. So, National Identification Authority centers here. They cannot register you. Meanwhile, the Constitution says that they should have made these services very reasonable, very accessible to all. That is in Article 33, 35C of the Constitution. The OSHA Article 42. It says that when you are 18 years, and yes, sir, okay, will be them, and I won't will be them. The person once is of sound mind. That person should have access to a voter ID card and should be able to vote. Again, Electoral Commission has.
But so soon, sir, in 2012, there was a subsidiary legislation. National Identity Register Regulations 2012 LI 2111 and mo pen so kra na e pass here what kind regulation 7 na and no yes subsidiary legislation no e ka say na men kan yemfa mwa yen discuss no or say regulation 7 or say a national identity card issued to an individual shall, which is mandatory, because here in the mandatory use of national identity card, used for the following transactions where identification is required. And now about 1J registration of voters. That it came into force in 2012. When no necessary, person. I'm for say national identity card and
one of the documents.
But how one says one of the document too?
Kwame, enya ejuma national identification card no ye no. Enya voting one.
Oh yes, sure.
Ye the way account. Ye the way company. The see akwa de on salary won national ID untimi enje. Number 2, okwa bank na won national ID untimi kwa enyi usika. Kwame yetna hai. That national identity document has become so important, but we can achieve the best and the maximum practice of it we're using the gradualist approach because of budgetary constraint at the Kwame. It is not also the case that who need national ID card, you cease to be a Ghanaian. The Constitution is so supreme under the provisions of the supremacy of the Constitution that nothing, no one shall enact, shall take any decision, pass any law that will be inconsistent with the Constitution of Ghana. And to the extent of such inconsistency that may arise, that decision stands to be null and void and of no consequence. Kwame, we are saying that under the Ghana ID system, there's a counter system. So it means that even with national ID card, most of the people who had national ID card who did not vote or who did not register as voters may want to register. Number two, because we share 2019 register na na Kwame. Okay, na you COVID. COVID time because we register. So it means that there are a lot of people who could not register onto the voters register. So these people are both they use some other source documents and guarantor systems to get ID card of the national identification. So are we saying that those people holding ID cards out of the guarantor system are not Ghanaians and that they are not qualified to be eligible voters in Ghana? That is not the case. So we are simply asking that if you use only the Ghana card system now, you are likely to limit a lot of Ghanaians from participating in the 2024 election, which in itself breaches Article 42 of the Constitution. Kwame, the Constitution under Article 45E says the Electoral Commission shall undertake programs and policies to expand the voters register. It means that it must be proportionate and in accordance with our population growth. The Ghanaian population does not decrease. The Ghanaian population continues to increase. A lot of people attain 18 years every day, every month, every week. The Electoral Commission has failed in the last 3 years to capture all of these people are already 18 years onto the voters register. All these backlogs are there. We are at a critical hour where government is saying that it doesn't have money, so it will seize pension funds. Government must cough about $117 million to be able to get the national identification card to work again. That $117 million could have dealt with the issue of pensioners' funds. And to Kwame, we can't have a situation where we subject Ghanaians and our constitution to this level of ridicule. It is either deliberately the Electoral Commissioner wants to rig election by suppressing and preventing Ghanaians from being on the voters register, or two, we are
say one electoral commissioner can say voter ID card national ID card two national identification authority say continue one be in term said they be continuous registration no be electoral register no wo di wom dadan de wudi wom new entrance into the voters register no one and require that card no and no put it to rest all doubt say will be disenfranchised no near
overcome. That in itself is a non-starter. It's a defeatist position. NDC have never said that we are going to use Ghana card to vote. So to go and make that statement that we are not going to use Ghana card in itself is neither here nor there. But don't forget that the basis of one being able to participate in the registration exercise of the Electoral Commission will be predicated on you holding a Ghana card. And if you only Ghana card, the Electoral Commission position is that only Ghana card, you are now an Ivorian. That if for any reason, not about 2018, now only Ghana card, Electoral Commission would have declared the person a Togolese or an Ivorian. And that is not a conversation. That is not what is right. That is not what is legal. Now, this electoral commission has put aside law and wants to give promises. We are simply saying that under the principles of fairness, fairness is not out of comments of convenience. It is arising out of upholding the fundamentals of the law and making sure that there is a balanced exercise of discretion. Let not the electoral commission put away the law and begin to give promises. It is not a political party. Number two. Number three, we have had experience where we think that the current electoral commissioner is compromised to the largest extent. NPP. We have also gotten to a point that this government and its machinery lack the slightest of credibility to be able to win an election. So the only way they can do that is to weaponize institutions to make sure that other political party followers are disenfranchised. If they are saying that, like as Lausi said, the Ghana for a woman Ghana card in NDC for. Why will it be the business of one electoral commissioner to want to ensure that one political party's membership has registration and the other political parties do not have registration? It is biased in itself. The other political parties who are speaking in the statement that you have read, Bakwame, IPAC discussions does not vitiate the provisions of the Constitution. What we are talking about is not NDC, it is not NPP, it borders on human rights and the Constitution of Ghana. We are simply asking the Electoral Commission to do what is right and give the people of Ghana some peace.
OKFM
Or how about 101.7. We have families. This is the Ghana we want. Why don't we make it beautiful? And this year, we have reviewed the election laws before, but we didn't touch the provisions that you make room for documents of registration because we don't want to unnecessarily suppress the other party. Kwame Williams said the National Identification Authority is under the office of the president, who will be a primary party and beneficiary of the election 2024. The woman move at the Minister of Interior, which is even worse, because the head of the ministry is a political appointee. He is more or less an MP, and that person will partake in the election. So where is the independence of the institution that you must make each document a sole document for registration? Why don't you create room? Kwame said the Constitution of Ghana, Article 42 says that so we are down for, and then so we are insane. You cannot be a voter.
Yes, I know.
Kwame, do you also know that under the NIA law, you have to issue a Ghana card to every Ghanaian, whether insane or not insane? So therefore, does it not defeat that when you hold the Ghana card and you declare that document so supreme that without the document you are no longer a Ghanaian? Does it not differentiate that you cannot in itself have a situation that insane people who hold Ghana cards get to the voters registration center and they cannot register to vote because they are insane? So please, let us uphold the law. Let us stop the gimmicks and the gerrymandering. We want the peace of this country. You have failed, you have failed. Ghanaians gave you a mandate. You have not been able to live with it. You came on the seat and you are going with failure. That is enough. Let government, led by Nana Akufo-Addo and its organs, accept that they have failed and let them go in peace. Because Ghanaians will not allow that.
Medasanope.
Welcome, Medase.
Medase Mustafa Bandi, a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, and the Night Train on K101.7.
OKFM 101.7.